It's another privileged opportunity to teach commerce on air, on School on Air. We're still looking at organization, and today we're going to be going on to committee organization. In the last class, part of what we looked at was that we refer to committee organization as a process of trying to engage a committee to work in collaboration for the achievement of the objective that the organization has set out to achieve. So what are the benefits or the advantages of engaging a committee organizational structure? Number one is that people react favorably to a group decision than to one-man decision. You will agree with me when there are a lot of people involved in the process of taking a decision. After the decision had been taken, because it wasn't taken by one man, people who will be affected by that decision, they are more likely to be favorably disposed to that decision than if it was only one man who single-handedly took the decision. If it is one man that single-handedly took the decision, people may want to hold him accountable or responsible. They may have some ill feeling against him. But in a situation where the decision was taken by a group of people such that we cannot hold one man specifically responsible for that decision, people are more likely to react favorably to such decisions than if it was one person that single-handedly took the decision. Then number two, it gives room for creating new ideas and better quality decisions. When you have two skillful, competent people coming together, two or more skillful, competent people coming together who have expertise and relevant knowledge in the areas of their endeavor, when they come together and they start thinking, you discover that they are going to come up with new ideas, innovative ideas, effective and efficient plan that will help to achieve the organizational objective that may probably reduce cost and enhance profitability. That is easy to come by because each person will be talking about the same issue from his own point of view, and then when they harmonize all the views of everyone involved, they'll be able to come up with something better. So it gives room for creating new ideas and better quality decisions. So the decision that will be taken will be better, it will be cheaper, and it will be more productive and more profitable for the organization. Then another advantage is that they are democratic in nature. Engaging a committee, basically when it's time to take decision in a committee setup, definitely they are going to put, it's more likely that they are going to vote, and then the art of democracy will come to play. So everyone involved would have a say, they will have a contribution to make. So that's another very vital advantage of committee organization, in that it facilitates the usage of democratic principles. Then it enhances the likelihood of participation. As far as a committee is concerned, we can have a 5-man committee, we can have a 7-man committee. In the committee, everybody is expected to work, to contribute, to add something to what is being done. So as a result of that, it enhances team spirit. Everybody feels that he or she belongs. Everybody feels that he is making an impact in terms of the particular problem that the committee has been saddled to solve. So all of them are involved. And when people get involved, when they participate, their best comes out because they feel very important that it's an opportunity for them to really showcase the quality that they are made up of. So look at the advantages. Let's quickly look at the disadvantages of committee organization. Number one is that it leads to delay of routine work. That is, the actual work that is supposed to be done, because a committee has now been constituted to look into that particular responsibility or that particular task or assignment that have been committed into the hand of the committee, the process of achieving the goal will be extremely slowed down. Because it's not one person that is involved. A lot of people, there will have to be a lot of coordination, deliberation, thinking, disagreeing, agreeing, at times conflict. Because of that, valuable productive hour will be lost, and therefore the process of achieving a decision will be extremely slow. Number two is that decisions made are usually weak or inefficient. How do we mean by this? The decision made may be weak because everybody is working together as one, and as a result of that, they will try to practice what we call the principle of compromise. They will want to look at other people's point of view before they eventually come out with a recommendation or a decision. However, if it is one person that wants to take the decision, it can take the decision and say this is what must be done to solve this problem. But in a committee, they will always want to respect the views of all members of the committee, even if such views may not make sense or it may be detrimental to the achievement of the organizational goal. So that's a problem. Then number three, accountability can be lacking. That's very, very important, because it's a committee. Who do we hold accountable for anything that is being done? Accountability may be lacking since there is no individual responsible for decision making. All decisions made, they are product of a collective effort. So who do we hold accountable in case something goes wrong? All of them were involved. So who should be held accountable? Who should we pin down as the culprit in case things go wrong? So that's going to be very difficult because of the number of people that are involved in the process. The next one is that sometimes a committee may be too large for constructive action. If a committee is put in place and the number of the members of the committee is too large, it may be detrimental to the goals that the organization desires to achieve, because it may enhance conflict, it will slow down the process of arriving at decision, it may gulp a lot of resources, and all these things may jeopardize the achievement of the objective of the organization. Authority of managers is derived from his office. So if an individual has been put in a particular office or position, there has to be authority to back up that office that he occupies. If someone is a personnel manager, that is his office or his position, there must be authority. That is, there must be power given to him to command compliance as far as that particular department is concerned. So the authority of the manager is derived from his office, and no manager can command or direct unless he has the authority to do so. So the organization must have put certain authority in specific offices, and that is what we ensure that such people who occupy such offices will be able to work in line with their responsibilities. Now, it's the instrument of an office that enables an individual to secure obedience from others. Without authority given to a person who occupies any office, there is no how he can compel obedience from others, especially those who are subordinate to him. They will definitely not obey him. But the authority that has been conferred on him makes it possible for him to be obeyed. So let's look at power. Power refers to the ability to exert influence and compel obedience. That's very important. As far as power is concerned, everything that is needed to be done will be done to ensure that that particular instruction is carried out. Power is the ability to change the behavior of others through the means of sanction. So power would always use sanctions to achieve its objective, to compel and mandate people to do what they are expected to do. So the right decision, the right attitude, people can be changed to have such positive attitude as a result of the exercise of power. And the reason why they will want to change their attitude is because of sanction. They don't want to be sanctioned, and the sanction can come in different ways. So power of an officer is derived from the authority of his office. If authority is not conferred on you, you cannot exercise power. So as a result of the authority conferred on the individual, he can exercise power, that is talking about compelling obedience in that particular office. So let's look at what accountability is. Accountability refers to a situation in which a subordinate is accountable to a superior in an organization. In every organization, we're going to have those at the top, management level, we're going to have those at the bottom. We are all going to have superiors, and some will be subordinate. So when we talk about accountability, subordinates are always expected to be answerable to their superior. So the art of a subordinate being held, being accountable, answerable for any action that he does or embarks on to his superior, that's what we refer to as accountability. It refers to the situation in which a subordinate is accountable to his superior in an organization for his actions and is obliged to report to his superior how well he has discharged its responsibilities. When responsibilities are committed into people's hands, they are expected to be accountable to their superior as far as discharging those responsibilities are concerned. So they're expected to report how well they have carried out the functions of the responsibility that have been put in their hands. They are expected to report to their boss. And please understand this: in the discharge of responsibility in an organization, authority can be delegated, and the essence of it is just to ensure that the whole process works smoothly. The level of accountability depends on the amount of authority delegated to an individual. So the authority you have is a function of the level of authority. The level of accountability you have is a function of the amount of authority that has been delegated to that particular individual. The more that has been committed into your hand, the more other people are going to be accountable to you, and the more that particular individual is also going to be accountable to the management of the organization. It therefore implies that for people who occupy very sensitive positions, they are more accountable for their offices and for their action. How do I mean? They are more accountable in the sense that, number one, those under them are expected to report to them in all that they do, and they also are expected to report to the management as far as everything that they are doing is concerned. So what is responsibility? It refers to the individual's obligation to carry out the duties assigned to him or her. So talking about responsibility, it has to do with fulfilling your obligation. Some things have been committed into your hand. You're expected to carry it out. For instance, one of the responsibilities of a teacher is that he must be in the classroom as at the time his class is supposed to be on. That is a responsibility. Another responsibility of a teacher in a classroom is that he must ensure that the students are well taught and they understand all that they have been taught. So these are some of the these have to do with responsibility. So it has to do with your obligation to achieving the things, the duties that have been committed into your hand. It is the ability of a person to be called upon to account for the action and the result assigned to him. So anyone can be called upon because he has certain responsibilities being expected of him. So he can be called upon as far as this is concerned. Come and give an account of what you did. Come and give an account of how things were. Come and give an account of the level of result you were able to come up with. And that's the reason why in some organizations, target as usual are usually set. For instance, in the banking sector, they may give someone a target, maybe a manager of a branch, that will want the level of deposit to increase from 500 million naira to 2.5 billion naira in the next 12 months. That is a target, and that is a responsibility he has to carry out, and then he must ensure that he lives up to the expectation. Responsibilities cannot be delegated. Please understand that. It's not possible. As, for instance, I gave the example of a bank manager that have been given the target that deposits must increase from about 500 to 2.5 million. He can't delegate that responsibility. He will be held accountable if that target is not met. So a good leader must encourage those around him to accept responsibility. So a good leader, he has the responsibility or the duty to ensure that others who are around him, they are also responsible. That is, they appropriately carry out the duties that have been committed into their hands to facilitate the achievement of the organizational objective. So today, we've been able to look at what authority is. We've been able to look at what power is. We've been able to look at what responsibility is. And we also started by looking at the advantages of committee organization. As we come to the end of this episode, I would like to leave you with these questions, which you can answer and then get yourself prepared for any exam that you may want to go in for. Define authority. And number 2, define responsibility. It's been another privileged opportunity teaching Commerce on Air. Looking forward to seeing you in the next class. Have a most blessed day.